Hi everyone, welcome back to Injection Insight with Aaron. I'm Aaron, and today we have a special guest, MJ.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for having me. I'm so passionate about you guys and just doing things for ourselves that we neglect to do until we meet the right person.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that we got to, meet you and have you come into our office. So basically, first of all, people that don't know, you just recently started coming to us, right? And
Yes.
so what was your process of finding us and just kind of getting to know, like, how did you come about it? Like,
First thing is I procrastinated because I didn't meet the right person. So for a very long time, I would sit and scroll and look at things that I wish that I could do, but is that what I need, or is it a facial? What do I do? So I now that I've connected with you, I'm like, wow, it was so easy because he fixed things that bothered me for years. And then now I'm like, first of all, it was such an easy fix. And you were so, like, your technique was so good. And it just was, first of all, Tommy, my husband, connected me with you guys, but I didn't believe him. I didn't trust him. I'm like, why would I, like, give someone a chance that doesn't get procedures done? But it started to like land and it made sense. I was like, well, I have nothing to lose. Let me just come in and have a consultation. I really liked that I could connect with you. I felt like I was just walked into this very private, intimate setting where there wasn't somebody else other than, like, I felt like I was sitting with like three besties that we could just talk about everything that I am insecure about, or elevating my beauty in any way possible with you telling me what bothers you. You asked me what bothers you and what do you want to accomplish.
Exactly, and I like that you mentioned that, because the way that I approach it with any consultation is I don't come in starting off the bat saying, you need this, oh my God, look at this. No, my goal is to help you feel better about you. So my plan is to ask you what bothers you, and then you tell me, and I come up with a goal, and we come up with the treatment plan together. And then that's where we build that,
Rapport.
Exactly.
That's what I loved about you, because when I got here, you helped me accomplish what I wanted, but without breaking me down and making me feel bad about myself. You had a pace. You said we can go in a slow order, and you explained why you won't do this procedure first. You will try another procedure and work your way. And you had immediately thought of like the ways that a plan can roll out over, the next couple of weeks, months, or further out. So instantly, like, you got me. And I was like, oh, this is great. Because sometimes I have felt like with other places that they just want to give me something that I might not be able to afford. And then it might contradict another thing that you might recommend later that wouldn't have worked. I've had that happen in other places where I just got filler and then something else was going to ruin that procedure. Like, and I was very upset. I was like, what a waste of money. So it's really good to have you explain it so quickly. And the other end of the spectrum, people see me, they think like, oh my God, she's got it like that. She's on TV. Let me recommend the whole menu for her. And I don't like that either, because I knew with you that I wasn't being taken advantage of, that you're here for the long game. And now, there's trust established.
Yes, absolutely. I think that, my take on it is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's, making sure that you understand the person and making sure that you also understand their goals, and not, you could feel somebody's, whether they want to take it slow or they want to be like, okay, I want to do multiple things. I think that's where you build that rapport, and you figure out what the person wants, and not just, like you said, take advantage of the person, because that's
Right.
not what we do here at Dermabeauty.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not. And so I'll tell you something else that was really great. Okay. I went to, and this is the last thing. There are a couple of places in town that have a reputation for doing that. They recommend things that people didn't need. They recommended things that people weren't good candidates for. And then it felt like a drive-by, like it's still like a one night stand. Yeah. And so And I've gone to places where I've asked for things that they did not give me, which was really crazy. The very first thing that you did for me was temple filler with radius. Okay. I cannot tell you enough times how simple that procedure is. There are things that you immediately told me about, like the Botox. So I got Botox in the crow's feet, right?
Yes.
And I showed you like, oh, well, there's still this. And you're like, it's okay. But guess what? No one ever said to me, but if you do the temple radius, that it'll help give you a little bit more of that fullness that you lose. It's such a subtle thing. The whole point is that it occurs to you to share with people something that is so subtle that most people don't even notice because we're so like, I have a girlfriend that all she does is go and get her lips bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, that's not what you want. Like, you're actually upset because you have jowls. But people that your technique with such a small amount, your technique is so important because you accomplished it. And I literally tell all my friends that you gave me baby filter with radius filler. And so it makes me so happy because, like I said, I was late to the party, sat there in the sidelines wanting to get things and just didn't have someone that I trusted.
So in regards to what I said before is that, what I do is I tailor my treatments to the client. I don't go and tear you down, make sure like, oh, you have this issue. No, what I do is we do our assessment, find out what's bothering you, and then I use my medical and aesthetic background and my education to determine what's the best treatment plan for you. And then we go from there and we come up with that. And that's what we did with the temples, because you had mentioned, the volume loss, and you had mentioned the crow's feet. So I'm like, okay, well, she did neurotoxin, you did Botox around the crow's feet. Like, what can we do to kind of add that volume, but not change the way you look? Because your aesthetic is amazing.
Thank you. And you explained immediately, like, you don't want too much Botox because then it can like collapse something that you're trying to lift. So when we as patients get to be a part of understanding the process, we build trust and we just get excited because that's all we want at the end of the day. And also the other thing I have to say is that I do have a lot of very wealthy friends, but it doesn't mean that they want to feel like they're being taken advantage of, so just getting in the door and having a person that you connect with. And I have to say another thing. For Calabasas, the privacy.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
Like the parking directly in front of the office.
Yes. Oh. And just being able to come in, see you, have that continuity. You're going to have a relationship with you and everyone else here. Shout out Lisa. You guys are amazing. It's because all the moms, they think they have to go into town, into Beverly Hills. It's like, why? So that you can drive for 3 hours and be sitting in a room with a bunch of people that are just, it's like a conveyor belt. No. I've gone to places where I go in and I'm sitting in the waiting room with other people and I'm like, do they know me? Do I know them? Am I going to see them? Are they going to like blow it up?
It can be so awkward, right?
Yeah.
So uncomfortable. Yeah.
And here, it's like you have the whole place booked privately. You park steps from the door. It's so convenient, private, and it just feels like a family, like your besties. And you don't have to, I don't know, it's really important for people to know that you can have that right here in the convenience of, I'm a minute away from my office, So that's really why I'm excited. So I will be hopefully blowing you guys up because I want all of my friends to have what you give me for everybody else.
Well, I will give them their own personalized, tailored treatment, just like I did for you. I think it's important that everybody feels, that it's not a one-stop shop for, like, in the sense that with everybody ends up looking the same. You've seen people, they all get the nose job or whatever, and they all look cookie cutter the same. You're not going to get that here. You're going to get a tailored treatment for you and your concerns and your needs. So, I mean, with that being said, for the people that are listening or watching us on YouTube that are, they're not in the area. They're not everybody's in Calabasas, not everybody's in Los Angeles, right? So it's important to make sure that you, as a patient, as a consumer, you do your due diligence, you do your research, you call different offices, different med spas, different doctors' offices, and really do the research, because how long have they been practicing? What are their reviews? Go to the BBB, find out these facts before you do it, so you feel comfortable going to the person, and that that when you're getting your treatment, it is tailored and done properly for you, and not just another person walking through the door giving them money.
Last thing we need.
Yeah, I mean, right? Nobody needs that.
Nobody needs that.
No. So what I want to do is I just want to thank you for coming onto our podcast today and really telling us about your experience and what it was like coming to us. And, it's really important that we have your feedback, because it's authentic and it's true, and we just appreciate you. And so this week, as a special for our clients, we're going to do a special discount, which is MJ50, and it's going to be $50 off any procedure, skincare or skin-based treatment for us. And yeah. So
amazing. Okay, and if you guys want to DM me at Mercedes Javid at all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, that's about all I think I have. But it's such a fun conversation to help understand, because word of mouth is the best way to spread, and also when something great happens, you just want everyone else to know about it. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, everybody, make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You can always DM us or give us a call.